Ooh, it's Halloween time, and we have another block for our Halloween quilt. This one is called the Bat. It's a 4-patch, and it's pretty easy to sew together, and I'm all ready to go. This is Penny Hallgren from quiltblocklibrary.com, and I've got my pieces already cut. I've got some speed piecing techniques that I'm going to show you, so let's head on over to the sewing machine. The Bat Block is a little 4-patch, and all 4 patches are the same, and each one is made up of triangles with little tips on them. So instead of cutting out the weird shape, which is like a trapezoid, and sewing the triangles on the tip, what I've done is cut out basic triangle shapes, 2 different sizes of triangles, and then I'm just going to sew the small triangles onto the large triangles. And I'll just set them up so that I've got 1/4 of an inch sticking out here, and then sew straight across here. That way I can just fold this up, and it ends up being a little bit more accurate for me, because then I can use this basic large piece as a foundation for sewing all 4 pieces together in the patch. Now that I have my triangles sewn together, it's time to put these patches together. And you might take a look at, some of these are a little more accurate than others, and that's kind of why I like to be able to use the background as a basis. You could trim the little tips off, but I'm not going to at this point. So what I'm going to do is just start sewing these together, the pairs. And I think I'm going to do them kind of diagonally and chain stitch these, and then chain stitch those pairs. I've chain stitched these together on the diagonal, and then I've cut them apart in pairs. And by doing that, what you can do now is just open them up, and they'll be all set, so that you can sew the blocks, you can sew the patches together. So we've got that way, and then we'll open those up, and then all you have to do is fold these this way and stitch across here, and we'll do that ×4, and we'll be ready to sew the whole block together. Now that each of the patches is sewn together, all I need to do is fold these 2 over and stitch down the sides here, and then the one last center seam through the middle. And then we just have our final seam through the center. So we'll fold this down and check the seam allowances to see how we can put them in the opposite direction so that everything fits in nicely. This Bat Block is all finished and ready to be added to a Halloween quilt, or whatever other quilt you want to. This is Penny Hallgren at quiltblocklibrary.com, and if you're not already over there, head on over to the quiltblocklibrary.com and get your free download of this pattern, and also check out other free patterns and the pattern for the Halloween quilt. Thanks again, and peaceful piecing.